What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another video. This video is a little bit different. I'm going to be showing you exactly the trades that I'm in at the minute and why I'm in them. A lot of you guys are always asking me what it is that I'm looking for and everything else. So we'll go into a little bit of detail into what it is that I look for before I enter a trade and how I look to trade those as well. So I'm actually going to do this on my phone. I screenshotted my positions earlier. Also, some of you guys have asked me to share some losses with you. So I'm going to show you my most recent loss and the trade that I was in and why I've done it basically. So let's actually head into my phone now. This is a screenshot of my current running positions at the minute, okay? Now, obviously the main one on here, Bitcoin. For those of you who've been following me on Instagram, know that I've been in this trade. I've been in Bitcoin now since December last year. I was actually in it lower than 22,000. I was in it at 15,000, but I hit my take profit of 20,000 very, very quickly, and I forgot I had even had the take profit on. So that was a little bit gutting. But as you can see, with the recent news of Elon Musk, this trade has gone absolutely bananas. It's 117,000. Elon Musk on Monday, I think it was, announced that he just purchased $1.5 billion with Tesla's money. And the funny thing is that this article that I'm going to share now, Tesla has made more profit by holding Bitcoin for 1 month than in 14 years of selling cars. Let that sink in. So that kind of just shows you the sort of hype behind Bitcoin at the minute. So many traders that I know always say to me, oh, this is the highs now, or is suicide getting in here, or is suicide getting in here. Bitcoin's not like that. Bitcoin for me is something I'm going to buy and hold, and I'm going to hold it until there is no longer a massive, massive desire for this. So whether that's in 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 years, this is something that I'm going to be holding and you're going to see in my investment portfolio. So again, these are just current open positions that I've got at the minute with IG Index. Sundial Growers, a bit of a random one. It's a cannabis growing company. As you know at the minute, like I said in my previous video, the cannabis sector is a massively hot sector in the minute. And this was more of just a punt because I have a good friend of mine that tipped me this stock. And as you can see, I bought it at 87 cents. And it's now about $1.65. So it's a complete penny stock. There was rumors that the Reddit guys were behind it as well, so they're pumping it up. We'll see how that goes. Tesla's Tesla. This is something I'm going to be looking to hold. I also hold maxed out a cash ISA of Tesla shares here in the UK. So I've got over 20 odd thousand in Tesla shares that I'm holding, which is a 2x leverage, and I've been holding them again since December. They're doing really nice. They're up about 20-30%. So I'm just in another Tesla swing. I actually bought this when it pulled right back at the recent earnings that they had, because companies like Tesla and all the big boys, as you can see there, Twitter, they're emotional stocks. And when they are slapped like 5 or 6%, the big boys see that as so discounted, they will come in and lap it up and buy it in big volumes, as long as it's not some really bad news regarding that company. If they miss their earnings or they miss their revenue by a tiny little bit, people see past that because they know where the company's going. One little hiccup in the road is not going to start making people dump all of their shares and get out of that particular company. What happens is that when these earnings come out, as you probably can see, is these massive algorithm moves where it will shoot down or shoot up really quickly. That's not traders doing that, that's algorithms that look out for keywords like miss revenue or this, whatever it is. So you'll see a massive spike down, everyone panics, starts selling, will come in, and the big boys at the bottom will take it and buy it, and the market will start moving on up. It's exactly the same what happened with Tesla, and it's exactly the same what's happened with Twitter. I actually bought Twitter last night. But there's one more on there, TUI. For those you don't know who are in the US or anywhere around the world, TUI is a airline company here in the UK. There was a headline that came out recently, which I'm going to show now. Boris Johnson's set to announce New England lockdown. Now this actually came out on the 4th of January 2021. With this headline came complete restrictions on travelling with TUI. I believe the actual article, I couldn't find it just now, but the article was something like TUI have cancelled all holidays until March 2021. So we're currently in February and we're currently on the 10th of the month. I'm going to be looking at riding this swing probably to the end of February, start of March time. Again, with my trades, they're very logical. all right? I don't try and think too hard to be too clever. When you have a company like TUI that can no longer operate for 3 months, who on earth is going to be long that stock, or who on earth is going to be buying that stock? It has to go one way. And that's exactly the logic behind my trades and why I put these trades on, is I only ever trade news. You'll never see me get into a particular stock or get into a particular indice because a lovely head and shoulders pattern's forming, or an RSI is really oversold or really overbought, or it's under an EMA. Don't care about that. News is what moves markets. You can have the most beautiful technical setup in the world. Your RSI is really overbought. We're at massive resistance. If some good news comes out where the US are going to pump $7 trillion into the system, or whatever kind of stimulus deal, your resistance and your RSI means absolutely nothing. So I've always been taught how to trade news, and trading news for me is the game changer, and understanding news, more importantly, and what that means for certain indices and stocks is the most important thing you can learn with trading. Last but not least, we've got Wall Street. For me, this is all part of my Sunday night strategy. I have a particular strategy that I like to apply on a Sunday night, and I want to see if I can try and run it throughout the whole week. For me, at the minute, there's no reason to be short indices. We had a massive rally last week of 1,200 points on absolutely no news, mainly because of the fact the week before that Reddit had kicked off and the stock market absolutely crashed because people were panicking and getting out of stocks very quickly. So last week we recovered by 1,200 points. On Sunday night, recently just gone, I bought into Wall Street, and I'm now holding that. I'm going to look to try and hold that for as long as possible. Again, with my swings, I'm banking profits along the way. I'm cashing in money. So if anything goes wrong and it starts to go against me, at least I've banked some money along the way. Okay, just in relation to the loss, last but not least, Pinterest Inc. Okay, as you can see, minus £1,230. Now this stock was funny because it smashed its earnings, it done everything great. It was just the fact that it was at its all-time highs and it needed some big pullback and some kind of correction. And you couldn't actually short this stock on IG Index. So I was looking quite stubbornly to try and catch a reverse on this particular stock, which never came. I should have just left it. I should have traded what I see, which is sell it, which I couldn't do anyway. So the fact that I couldn't sell it, I think, was just me being stubborn and trying to be clever and swinging it and getting back at the lows, which never came. I thought it was the lows, it carried on going, and it stopped me out. So that's an example of a loss that I've incurred recently. The big thing now with my trading is that my losses are kept to a minimum and my profits are 3-4 times the amounts that my losses are. That's the way to trade properly. You haven't got to have a 99% win rate. As long as your profits are a lot more than your losses in terms of monetary wise, you're going to be successful at trading. Okay, guys, listen, I hope that helps. I'm going to love and leave you all. If you're not already, follow me on Instagram at LockstockTom. Head over to my website for more information if you want it there, www.lockstocktrading.com. And I'm going to love and leave you, and I'll see you all soon. Cheers, guys.